It was a quiet evening in New York City, the kind of night when the city hums softly under its lights. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos had just finished dinner at home, laughing about something one of their kids had texted. Life, as it seemed, was peaceful and warm, but sometimes fate has a way of interrupting even the most perfect moments. Mark had been feeling off for weeks. Fatigue, minor aches, little things he'd brushed aside as signs of stress or exhaustion from early morning shows and constant travel. Kelly noticed. She always noticed. "You're pushing yourself too hard," she said gently one night, but Mark, ever the strong one, smiled and replied, "I'm fine, Kel. Just need a good night's sleep." The next morning she found him unusually quiet. The color had drained from his face. Concerned, she insisted he see a doctor. Mark agreed, more to ease her worry than his own, but that decision would change everything. A few days later, they sat together in a small doctor's office. The ticking of the wall clock seemed unbearably loud as they waited for the results. When the doctor walked in, holding the file with a somber expression, Kelly instinctively reached for Mark's hand. Then came the words that no one ever wants to hear, words that hung heavy in the air and shattered the world they knew. Mark had cancer. For a moment, he couldn't speak. Kelly's eyes filled with tears as she tried to process what she'd just heard. Mark stared blankly at the floor, the words echoing in his mind. He was known for his strength, for being the pillar of calm in chaos, but that day, his heart broke in silence. On the ride home, neither of them spoke. The city that usually felt alive now seemed distant, muted. Kelly kept glancing at him, wanting to say something comforting, but words failed her. When they got home, Mark walked straight to the living room and sat down. His hands trembled slightly as he tried to hold himself together. Finally, he whispered, "I don't know how to tell the kids." That night, Kelly sat beside him, her head resting on his shoulder. She said, "We'll get through this. We've been through everything together. We'll fight this too." Her voice was steady, but her tears betrayed her fear. In the days that followed, Mark's reaction turned from shock to determination. The fear was real, but so was his resolve. He began treatment surrounded by love, his family, friends, and fans all rooting for him. Kelly refused to leave his side. She balanced her demanding television schedule with hospital visits, smiling on camera and crying off it. What moved everyone most was how Mark chose to face his diagnosis, not with despair, but with gratitude. He spoke about how lucky he felt to have his family, how each sunrise was a gift. Even during treatment, he made jokes to lighten the room. "You think this cancer knows who it's dealing with?" he teased once, flashing his familiar grin. Kelly couldn't help but laugh through her tears. His strength inspired everyone around him. The crew at Live with Kelly and Mark noticed the quiet courage in both of them. They continued to show up for each other every single day. Proof that love doesn't crumble in crisis, it deepens. Months later, when the doctor finally shared the good news that the treatments were working, Mark broke down in tears. Kelly held his face in her hands, whispering, "See? I told you, you're my superhero." Though the journey isn't one they would have chosen, it changed them in profound ways. Mark learned to appreciate the still moments, the smell of morning coffee, the laughter of his kids, the touch of Kelly's hand. And Kelly learned that true strength isn't about holding back tears, but about facing pain with hope. Today, their story stands as a reminder to everyone watching. Behind every perfect smile, there can be battles unseen. But with love, courage, and faith, even the darkest days can find their light again.